And we're live. Got my bottle of water. We are going to talk about Firebase Firestore in SwiftUI. Now, this is kind of a taste of what you would have in mastering SwiftUI in 6 weeks. That is SwiftUI Camp. Go ahead and check out. It's the link in the description for a 50% off. Go ahead and check it out. 6 Zoom sessions. There are only 2 seats left, and we are going to start on February the 1st. We're going to build out the Twitter app for iOS and macOS. I won't go into details of how it will be. Basically, if you want to master SwiftUI in 6 weeks, go to an advanced level where I can teach you. Go ahead and check it out. The link is in the description. There's a whole lot of, description of what you can learn with me. Now, this is the second part of this series. Previously, we talked about Firebase authentication. And the structure was like, I did it in a usual way, like the normal way of how you would do that. And then I kind of showed you how you can do it the boosted way, the more advanced way, the easier way, because we are using Firebase service, a library that I have created. By the way, I'm talking about that also in SwiftUI Camp, a library that I have created that will make your life like 10 times easier working with Firebase. And previously it was about Firebase authentication. Today we are going to talk about Firebase Firestore. Okay, so let's just jump into our project and let me just build and run and see what we got here. So currently we are logged in, and I believe we were logged in with dev1. So let me just go and do that again. This is the standard authentication part. This is the sign in. If you don't have an account, you just tap here and you can just sign up. Already have an account, you just go back. So let's just go dev1 at gmail.com. Oh, gmail.com, and we just go AS, and that's my secret password. Okay, so we just sign in. There we go. We have our main view presented, and this is what we built out the normal way and then the boosted way previously. Go ahead and check out. The link will be also in the description or at the end in the cards of this recording. By the way, this will be a longer session. It's a live one, so make sure that you check out also the chapters down below. Okay, so what we have here, and we are going to start again with the normal way of doing things. And previously we have our normal auth state created. It's an observable object. Again, if you need a recap, go ahead and check out the previous video with previous live. And what we are trying to do here is now when we are signing up, let's just go to our Firebase application. When we are signing up, we are basically just authenticating. So we are creating this user, we are having a UID for it, and basically that's it. But what we want to do is actually have a profile of this user on the Firestore, Cloud Firestore database. So we can add maybe names or profile pictures or whatever, and we can just link this profile to other elements inside our database. So today we are going to do just that. Let me just go back here to our Xcode project, and this is actually where we are signing up. And once we tried and waited for creating a user, we will be ready. But before I go on and create a profile, I want to make sure that we also have some sort of an input. So we need a text field, and that is under the normal auth view. What I'm going to do is just copy this out. Oh, sorry, not removing it, but copying. And let's just have a name right over here. And I'm going to again create a new state variable called name, and I'm going to bind that there. There we go. Yeah, we don't need to not have auto capitalization, so that's fine. And now when we are going to sign up, we are going to actually create a new user with that name, not just an email and password. We're just going to add in here a name, a string. There we go. string. And by the way, this is kind of the longer way, so you can actually understand how much work it takes. And then at the end of this video, you will see the faster way, the easiest way of doing this. So we have this name right over here. That's fine. Let's just go back and provide the name. So name, and then just name, that state variable. Basically, that's it. Now we just moved our name into our sign up with name, email, and password. And once we sign up, we create our user. We just want to create an actual profile. Now for that, we do need a new group, and that is going to called models. There we go, models. And right over here, I'm going to create a new file. It will be a Swift file. Let's create that, and profile. Okay, let's create that. Let's just go, yeah, currently let's create a simple struct profile, and let that, we are going to have a variable called the name of type string. Okay, and I believe that's okay for now. For more advanced versions, yeah, let's just add it also here. I always add a variable of UID of type string. So I just, whenever I create a key value, so a document with the key of course, UID, I want to set this as a key value pair on the document itself. So that's why I always add a UID right over here. It's really great for querying our collection or any other collection, not just a profile collection. Okay, so we have our profile set up. Now what we want to do is, after we authenticate it, we want to create our profile. So let profile equals, then we have our profile with the UID and the name. Okay, so what's the UID? Well, that comes from, we have our create user right over here. You see it's going to return Firebase auth data result. This is the Objective-C code, but I do know that we are going to create here an auth data result. There we go. And the auth data result, so auth data result dot user dot UID will be our profile's UID. So we can connect our authenticated user with our profile inside the Firestore database. So after that, we just provide the name. So we just go on with the name. Okay, so we got our profile. So next up would be just saving it. And by the way, let's just not move that auth data result. So let's not return that auth data result because we don't really need that in our case. And of course, then we can just remove the discardable result. Okay, so we don't really just need to save this to a profile because maybe we are going to click on the sign up button multiple times, and I use sign in with Apple, then you have only one button. So I want to make sure that you understand how to create these profiles. And the first thing is that we want to make sure that the profile does not exist. So what we are going to do is just read, do we have a profile at that UID? So let's see, let existing profile equals, and we're going to use Firebase Firestore. So we want to import Firebase Firestore right over here, and we want to try, and I believe also await, we will see, we want to go Firestore dot collection and profiles, because that's the collection that we are going to store all of our profiles. And then we want to get documents, get, or is it, let's see, add document, oh, document at the document path. Oh, we do need to create a reference. So this is only our reference. So document at the document path. Now the document path is actually our UID. So auth data result. Well, let me just add that let UID equals our UID. Okay, we just go UID. And then this is not the existing profile. This is our reference. reference. There we go. And then we just grab that reference. By the way, this isn't a try await. The actual fetching of our document comes next. We just go try await. Again, I guess it's asynchronous function. We just go reference dot and then get document. There we go. We just want to go get document. This is an asynchronous throwing function, and we are going to get back a document snapshot. So yeah, this is great. So we are going to get back let snapshot. Come on, snapshot. There we go. If everything went okay, then this snapshot should have an actual document on itself. So let document equals snapshot dot, and we want to have we have a data on it. Let's see. Yeah, this is our data. We don't have a document. We have data. So that's a dictionary. So let's just go with data. And then we want to create, well, I believe we should be able to get the document. Yeah, this is the longer way. So let's have a document as a decoder. So we want to have this one. So as profile dot self, and all we need to do is adhere. As you can see, it's getting really complicated as we move forward. This needs to be at least decodable. So decodable, that's right. Okay, so profile.self. We don't really care about the server timestamp behavior, and the decoder, that's also okay. So let's see if we are going to get back our profile. There we go. Okay, so that should be okay. So if we, so we are getting our existing profile. So if we do have an existing profile, then we want to do something. So we actually don't really want to create a profile. We want to actually do nothing. If there isn't an existing profile, we want to create a new profile. But how do we know that there isn't an existing profile? Well, we do want to add this into a do catch statement. So there we go, and catch. And if there is a catch, so if the errors code equals, and I believe we have a new subscriber, thank you for that. So if the error code is, and I had to take a look at this by trial and error, so I will just simply go and switch to a Firebase service, and if the error code is, this one, then it means that we could not fetch anything, so there isn't a document at that place. So if that is equals to that, now we can just simply create a new profile. And by the way, if that's there, then that's okay. We don't really care. What we want to do, it's unused. Okay, so let's just have an underscore instead. So we are getting the document, that's fine. We don't really need the document. We don't really need it. Well, actually, I believe we do need it at some point. So I'm just going to add in here a published variable of profile of type profile. And that will be, well, let's just have a default value of profile with the UID name of empty string. Okay, so if we can fetch that, then we are going to set that to self.profile. Okay, so now that we know that there isn't a profile on the database, we actually want to create a new one. So let's create our reference. So the reference will be kind of the same. So let's just copy that out. So Firestore collection.profiles dot, we just go document, and we are not going to use the one with the document path. We're just going to use the simple one. It's just going to return a document reference. Now, There's also a UID, if you recall, that I want to save as a key value pair right over here. So how do we get that document's UID? Well, there's a let UID equals a reference. The reference is document UID, so the document ID. So now I can just say, and let's just set this to var. Well, yeah, actually, we don't really need this this case because we do have, yeah. If you are going to use this on another, let's say a post or something like that, then this is how you just get that UID. And that's a good place. Maybe on the next video, we are going to set up some posts also, and we are going to use this trick. But currently, yeah, I don't really need the UID because I have the UID. So we're just going to simply go reference dot set data, and the data will be, let's see, an async row. Yeah, we want to go with the try. So try await reference dot set data, and let's see, we want to, let's see, do we have a document data from, yeah, set data from, and not the one with the completion. Let's see, do we have anything just like that? Yeah, that's a problem. Document with the string. Oh, this is interesting. We don't have anything for asynchronous functionality. Let's just do, I believe this one. Let's just go from, and we want to have this as an encodable, so we are not going to try await. So we are just going to go reference, set data from encodable. Let's just go data from encodable, and we are going to use from, and that is our profile encoder. Well, that's just as fine. And the completion handler, we might get back an error. And on the error, we just go if let error equals error. Then we want to, well, first of all, we want to print out our errors localized description. Oh, localized description. There we go. And we want to return. Otherwise, if we are not going to have anything, then yeah, any errors, then everything should be okay. Now, let's see, what do we have with here? So requires profile to conform to encodable. Okay, so let's do also encodable, which means that decodable and encodable, this has to be codable. Let's go back. Let's see if this still applies. Okay, call can throw, but it's not marked try. So let's do that. Let's set up, well, try set data. We do have that. Okay. Well, this is interesting. It does have a completion handler. So let's just not use the completion handler. We'll try reference set the data. Okay. Let's hit Command B if everything went okay. You know, I'm really testing this out, and you will be doing quite the same because, you know, this is kind of doing repetitive work, working closely with the Firebase Firestore API. I will have a much easier version for you at the end of this video. Okay, so we are trying to set the reference, set the data for that reference, and it should be okay because if we try to, we want to throw that error because we are inside this cache. So let's just go with the do. Well, actually, I believe the error will be moved also all the way up here. Okay. So if there is this error, then do that. Else, we want to throw that error. Okay, if there's something else, some other error, then we want to throw that. Okay, this looks promising. Okay, and yeah, let's test it out because now I believe we should have a proper sign up with the profile version. So let's build and run this. And I'm going to create a brand new profile right over here. So let's just log out. I don't have an account. Let's just switch that. Okay. What's going on here? Sign up. Why don't we have that? Oh, I believe we are indeed in the boosted version. So let's just go into the content view, I believe, and let's set this to true. Okay, so let's build and run again, because now we are inside the normal container view, and we should actually see, I don't have an account. Yeah, so right over here, we shouldn't see, when we are signing in, we shouldn't see the name. We are not required the name. So let's just tweak this one final time. This if, so let's see, if signed up is equals to true, then we are going to present this text field. Okay, let's build and run again. Equals, that is just like that. Let's wait for this, and while we wait, I'm going to take a sip of water. I believe again my dyslexia. Let's just switch here. Yeah, I need to do the other way around. So if it's not equals to true, so I added an exclamation mark. I have this really nice font that I have, so you can just see that. Okay, I don't have an account. Let's sign up. Alex dev2 at gmail.com. Oh, again, Gmail, if I could just type that out correctly. And then let's add our password. Let's sign up. And we're in. Hooray! Which is really nice. Okay, so what do we have? We want to see if we saved anything on the Firestore database. There we go. We have our profiles. Yes. Now, the actual UID of our profile, yeah, I think we messed it up, because the UID should be this long one, the one that is actually on the authentication. So dev2, you see KV8. So I think that, again, let's just move back and tweak that. Maybe we do need that UID set up. So right over here, we have our user UID. Oh yeah, we created it right over here. So we want to have a document with a UID. Okay, so this is the reference. Okay, let's do that again. Let's build and run. Okay, let's log out and let's create a new one again. Let's just go with Ada and then dev3 at gmail.com and ASD1. Yeah, I won't show you that password. Okay, so sign up, and we are in, which is really nice. So let's refresh our authentication part. Dev3 at gmail.com, really nice. WQH is the UID that we are starting up, and there we go, WQHXO, and we have our UID and the name of Ada, which is really nice. Wow, this is amazing. Now, one thing that we could add in here is whenever we set the data from the profile, we also want to set self.profile equals, you know, the profile, because we are saving it and we are doing it after we could try, which is nice. And then we can just use this profile. So how can we use this? Well, let's just go into the normal main view, and we do have our auth state available. So what we want to do is have a text of maybe hello, and let's just grab our auth state dot profile dot name. So we're just going to go hello and our name, and of course we will be able to log out. Okay, so let's build and run again. Let's see how this looks like. Well, currently I don't think that we are going to present any name, and let's just fix this first, because you know now you know how to set that profile up. But we actually want to fetch our profile when we are signed in. So let's take care of that first. So let's just, how can we do this? Let me just take a look at the normal auth state. How can we fetch this? Yeah, all we have is sign out, log out. So let's fetch the profile. So again, a new function at main actor and func fetch profile. Okay, and what do we need here? Well, we already have this get the document. Yeah, we have our reference for that UID. Okay, let's try to, yeah, just going to copy this out and paste it in here. And what do we need here? Well, we need a UID, and that's a string. Okay. And then actually, we don't really care about if we don't have. We are just going to just go self profile. Yeah, it's just this one-liner. And we are just passing that profile along. This should be an async and, well, actually just a throwing function. So throws. Yeah, this looks really, really nice. It looks promising. And reference, oh, is it an async? Async calling function. Yeah, it is async throwing. So async throws. That should clear out that error. So we want to fetch our profile with a UID, but how do we know the UID? Well, the UID comes from our, yeah, right over here when we are actually here. So what we want to do is we don't want to fetch this manually or when that normal main view appears. We want to make sure that we are fetching only when we do have a valid user. So if, let's see, user is not equals nil, then we want to grab our UID equals our user exclamation mark dot UID. So we do know that that user exists. And then we want to go fetch a profile UID. Of course, we want to do this inside a task and a do catch statement. Okay, and then we just want to go try await fetch profile. Okay, with the UID, well, we got our UID, great. And otherwise, well, currently I'm just going to print out the errors localized description. There we go, localized description. Okay, so this looks really, really promising. Self, yeah, I do need a self right over here, I believe, self. Okay, let's see. There we go. Okay, so we want to fetch the profile so we can just put it into our published variable. Let's build and run again, and hopefully, because we are going to get authenticated, we should fetch that profile. Hello, and there we go. After a while, we just fetch the name, which is really, really amazing. Now, let's test out the easier part that we already implemented. Let's just log out and let's just create a new one. So let's just go with a Bob. Email dev4@gmail.com and password. There we go. And let's sign up. We're signing up, and there we go. Hello, Bob. And yeah, there it's really, really nice. And of course, we can just log out. Now, this is kind of the normal way of doing things. It is a longer way of doing things, but there's an easier way of doing it. Now, make sure that if you are following along the previous video, you are just using Firebase Service 4.0.7. That's how I build it out. But there's an easier way that I just worked on it to make this, profile. Everybody's going to have a profile anyway when they authenticate with Firebase. So what I created is something new on the Firebase Service direct library. So what we want to do is just update for that version. So I'm just going to go under packages, update to latest package versions, and it will just fetch, as you can see, Firebase Service and all of the updated ones. But here, you should actually grab, let's just see which is the latest version of Firebase Service. And now we're going to work on the boosted one. So after, it's just going to fetch Firebase service 4.0.16 at this point. Okay, so if you are following along, make sure that you have it as exact on right over here. Let me just show it to you. If you just double click, don't select up to next major 4.0.0, just make sure that it's exactly this version if you just want to follow along on this tutorial. By the way, I'm constantly improving this. Okay, so what do we need here? Well, first of all, I need a new text field for the name on the auth view. Okay, let's just add it right over there. And yeah, what else do we need? Well, profile cannot be inferred. Yes, so there are a few things that we want to take care of first. And yeah, first of all, let's create our name. Let's just copy that out and paste it in there. Well, maybe right over here. Okay. So next up, this Firebase Authenticator, which was perfectly fine in the previous video, with that version of Firebase service. Now it requires us to have a parameter, to infer. It cannot infer the profile type. We already created this profile. And if you take a look at the Firebase Authenticator, let's just jump to definition real quickly. It requires us to have a profile type set up. It has to be codable, firestorable, and equatable. So what we are going to do is just copy these out, okay, and then move them right over here. So it has to be firestorable. Well, we do need to import Firebase service for that to, appear. And what does the firestorable mean? Well, we already have it implemented. It's just a protocol of having a UID as a key value pair. So it's already there, so it's really nice. Equatable, well, strings are all equatable, so it's really acceptable. So now if I just go back right over here, I just need to provide my model for the profile. And the Firebase Authenticator will take care of creating our profile on the Firebase Firestore database when we sign up automatically. Now, okay, that's fine. We are going to get there also. But there are also some other changes. I just removed the email and password from the context. For that, you do need to set up these state variables. Yeah, it's easier, and we already have the name, so it's much more fluent with Firebase. So what we want to do is just bind to the email, so $sign email, and also $sign password. Okay. And then let's just see what else do we have. Okay, so creating a user. Yeah, let's just see what we have right now. So we just go, well, we don't have a create user. I believe it's just sign up with the profile. I really like the sign up. And then we want to create our profile right over here. So it's that simple. So we just go sign up. If you recall the previous video, we could just sign up and that was it. Now we want to create our profile. So let profile equals our profile with the UID and the name. Well, at this point, we don't have a UID, but we don't really care about that UID because it's going to be taken care by the Firebase Authenticator. So we can just simply remove that, or yeah, we cannot remove it because it's required. I'm going to show it to you in just a second, but for now, let's just have an empty string right over here. And for the name, we just go and use the name state variable and provide our profile right over here. And believe it or not, that is all you have to do. Let's just let me just make sure that we are normal set to false, that we are in the boosted one. Let's build and run. Yeah, it's as simple as that. It's going to take care of everything that we have. Well, of course, let's just see. Oh, we also have the profile here on the main view. So profile. And while we are here, let's just create that text. Let me just copy that out from the normal main view. There we go. well, actually, it's going to infer something else. So we just go underscore auth dot context dot profile dot, and as you can see, the name pops up. Otherwise, it's an optional one. So otherwise, let's just make it an empty string. And I believe that's it. Let's hit Command B so I make sure that everything, so we don't have any errors with this new Firebase service update. Okay, so let's build and run. Hopefully one final time, because yeah, this will be just it. Okay, so what do we have here? No observable object of Firebase Authenticator. Yeah, I think we missed something here. Let's just see. Okay, so the Firebase Authenticator. Yeah, I believe I do need to set something up on the container view. Okay, so on the container view, yeah, so let me just think about this, because I made a few changes right over here, and I think I'm going to take a look actually at the SwiftUI camp Twitter demo, how I build this out. And by the way, this is what we are going to build out. So on the auth view, I create my, let's see, let's just go into, where are we? Onto the content view, why not? Or rather up here. Yes. So we want to wrap all of this up. Yeah, I just forgot about this because yeah, it's so nice. We want to wrap our content view into the Fire app C. I'm going to create, you know, this is our authenticator view. It will be Firebase authenticator view. I just have those typos in there. And we want to provide the content view, the type of the content view, and the profile. And of course, the path to the profiles. Okay, so let me just type this out on the other project. There we go. On the content view, let's just see. There we go. Here we have our container view. So let's import Firebase service. And again, sorry about the typo. So well, it's authenticator view, and yeah, basically this is it. Of course, you can just select also should log out upon launch, but that's I don't really want to do that for now. I just talked about that in the previous video, so go ahead and check it out. So here is my path. So that is actually just profiles actually, and then for the content we are just going to have our container view. Let's just set that up. Okay, and also I want to provide our container view and the profile. And that should set up. You see, we have no observable object of Firebase Authenticator context, okay? But that should already set up. So again, we want to have this as a container view for what we are building out. And this is kind of containing the root view. Okay, and we are in, and as you can see, we just signed in previously with the older version, but we are also signed up as Bob. So let's just log out and let's see again how we can just sign up. So we have our name, we just go Claire and dev6, let's just go dev6@gmail.com and ASD, okay, password reveal a little bit, and let's just go with sign up. Okay, the password must be 6 characters long or more. I did set up 6 characters or more, didn't I? Let's sign up. Oh, that's interesting. Let's just add another one. Oh no, this is really annoying. What's going on, Firebase? Password must be 6 characters long or more. I do have 6 characters long or more. Let me just double check. Okay, so let's see. Under the auth view, let's see if everything is connected properly. So first of all, we have our name, our email, that's set up correctly. We have our password. Okay, that's also fine. And then let's see. Auth context. Oh, okay. I think I know where we missed out. So let's remove that and let's move our, well, not the name, but the email and password as it was. So auth.context. Oh yeah, is the credentials and then just email. Okay, and then let's just do the same, and I believe we can just bind this for the password also. Let's just move that and dot password. Okay, let's see if the bindings will work. Well, actually, we want to add the dollar sign maybe here or on the credentials. Let's just see if it's going to work. Okay, thought so. Let's just add it onto the credentials. Again, let's just go add it onto the context then. I believe it was on the context previously. Okay, and then let's just add that dollar sign. So we are binding it. That's the whole point. Let's do that again, because now, you know, yeah, it was just an empty string. That's why it did not know how to have, you know, it was just 0 characters. Okay, I don't have an account. Claire dev6@gmail.com. There we go. Our password, 6 characters. Let's sign up. And hooray! It's doing its things really, really nice. Let's see. What do we have here? Bob. Clear, there we go. LAS. Let's go under authentication, dev6, LAS, and that's amazing. Now, this is what we are going to all build out in SwiftUI camp. We are going to master SwiftUI in 6 weeks. We are going to use Firebase service, so go ahead and check out the link in the description for a 50% off. And if you want to learn how to handle the authentication part, go ahead and check out the previous video. It's right over here.